Addict dives into the story of Amy Bradley, who was 23 years old when she disappeared mysteriously while on a cruise on a family vacation back in 1998. And now, almost 30 years later, her disappearance still remains unsolved. It is still a mystery. So, to start off the conversation, how did this story come across your desk? How did you know I need to tell this story, A? And B, right now, how did you think now was the time that I need to put a spotlight back on Amy Bradley?
Yeah, good question. Look, I work in true crime a lot. I like working on things that have substance and that matter. And, you know, what's really changed technologically, well, a lot of things have changed, but when it comes to TV shows, is the ability for these streaming platforms to reach many, many people in many, many countries. And so, I had always known about the Amy Bradley case. Sort of, if you're in the sort of true crime kind of world, you've probably heard of this one because of its uniqueness. And so I reached out to the parents, and they were kind enough to have me over for dinner in Southern Virginia. I flew down there from LA or across, and you know, it became very clear to me that there's a lot here, and it became very clear to me that the substance is there. And what I mean by that is they needed help. They've been living in this hell for 27 years, and while sort of glimmers of answers have come forward, and just enough to keep them hanging on to hope has emerged, they really haven't gotten any semblance of real, tangible. Here's what happened, really by any means. And so the notion that you can put these stories out there on streaming platforms to all those many, many millions of people in 90 plus countries gives these families an opportunity to really see if we can shake some trees, shake something loose. And that's really what this was ultimately about. And so you asked, how I came to it, why I'm doing it. It's because we have an opportunity with these unsolved cases to put something out there that's really high end, smart, accurate, well researched, and hope that by reaching this many people, something could come back on the other side.
And to your point, if you are someone who is active in the true crime space, you've heard of Amy Bradley. I first heard of the story back in 2019 when Crime Junkie dropped their episode on it. So, what do you do? What's the research process like? Talk to us a little bit about that because it is a case that is essentially cold right now. It's almost 30 years old. What's the research process? Are you just diving into every podcast, every true crime piece of content that dissects the case years later? Are you going back to the original reporting from 1998 on? Are you going just directly to the source? You talked to the family. Are you talking to other witnesses? Are you talking to the detectives? What does that research process really look like?
Well, you cast a really wide net when you're trying to research an unsolved case. And the reason is, I mean, you always want to cast a wide net if you can, but particularly in these types of cases, the the files are not publicly available from law enforcement, right? And so because the case isn't adjudicated, technically we actually don't have access to all the information that, say, the FBI has. So we're really kind of launching our own investigation. While the FBI is cooperating with us, there's only so much they can release to us. So what we're doing is we're basically talking to everyone and using our sort of like spidey sense and experience to determine, okay, what is really real here. And so witnesses, huge, right? Eyewitnesses that we can get to go on camera is massive. That's one. Two, obviously all family members, but certainly also friends and community people who maybe knew Amy, who can speak to who she really was, is really important, as opposed to just treating this person as like, okay, they're just a victim, and let's just move on. It's like really necessary that we give a 360 look at who this person is. So we talk to them, all law enforcement. We have cruise ship experts. We have some of the original crew that were on the ship at the time, some of the passengers from the ship at the time, um, even somebody who built the Amy Bradley is missing website. So really everyone and anyone that we can to paint a complete picture.
And I think this is, I can only imagine any family's worst nightmare that their daughter goes missing while she is with them on a vacation on a cruise ship, and still decades later, there's no answer. So, how do you view your role as the director here? Do you view yourself as almost like a conduit to tell the family's story? Do you view yourself almost also as someone who could provide a new perspective, gather perhaps more evidence, have a new, set of eyes, and give the parents some sort of direction? I mean, what does that really look like?
I mean, directing projects is always hard, but specifically directing a nonfiction project about an unsolved crime when you're working directly with the family is extremely awkward and sensitive. Because on the one hand, you really want to do right by these people and you want to really tell the story in a way that they're going to be satisfied with. And then at the same time, we also have to be as objective as possible. We have to present as many theories as possible, and we have to sometimes even tread on territory that maybe the family isn't even comfortable with.
And to that point, let's like back up even a step further. How do you get them to trust you? How do you get the Bradley family to say, hey, Ari is the person that I want to tell our story because this is real life. This is a family's darkest moment, and you're really blowing it up to the world. So, how did that trust build in those conversations?
The hardest part of this job is building trust. I think you hit it on the head. It's when people have been through what a family like the Bradleys have been through, really, why should they trust anyone, right? I mean, it's a world that has hurt them, and they've been taken advantage of by private investigators over the years. Many people in the public, they've been harassed, they've been given false leads. So that in itself makes it extremely difficult for them to trust anyone. I'm not going to tell you that there's some sort of recipe to gaining people's trust. I think you just sort of lay out your intentions and hope that, honesty and integrity and wins at the end of the day. And that's really what I try to do is sort of, I think people who know me know I'm really somebody who wears things on my sleeve. So it's like, this is what I'm trying to do. If something, I don't just focus on the positive. It's like, hey, this is going to be hard. Or if something negative comes up, I tell them, it's not like there's really nothing to hide here. I think you'll see in this show, there's really nothing left back. We really go for it and try to bring even sensitive material forward.